All right. Hi.
Hello. Hi. Hello everyone, welcome to our team meeting. Let's do a quick introduction. I'm going to start. I'm Jody Fitch, your child's advocate.
Okay.
I'm Amanda Otting, your child's teacher.
And I'm Karen Rooney, the parent.
Okay. Today we'll be discussing school successes and resources for you that will help you. We will open it up by talking about challenges we face as parents, educators, and advocates. We want you, Karen, to know that you, as a parent, have the most important role in this process. Your relationship and your knowledge of your child is incredibly important for guiding us through all of our meetings and meeting your child's needs.
But you know, sometimes I don't even feel like I'm being heard by my child's team. That you guys aren't listening to what I'm saying, and so really, what are my rights as a parent?
Can you be a little bit more specific about a time this occurred so we can just better understand?
Okay, for instance, my child's IEP has a goal of tracing 4 to 6 letters of the alphabet functionally, to tracing 10 to 12 letters. But I just want him to be able to write his name, not just trace it. He'll be an 8th grader next year and should know how to do it by then. They're telling me that he should be able to do it by the end of next year if he's just learning to trace the alphabet. I feel that since his IEP, that this is his IEP, and if he doesn't have the same teacher next year, that teacher won't know the overall plan, and at the end of the year, he still won't know how to write his name.
I want you to feel heard, and I can understand your concerns. It's an important life skill for your child to have mastered. I feel that with the information I currently have on his writing skills, that once he's mastered tracing the alphabet, he would be able to move into functionally writing his name independently.
Okay, thank you for bringing that up. That's a very good point. It is important that we hear each other and we talk about our concerns and acknowledge that we are both working toward the same goal of meeting your child's needs. Okay, we may not have the same ideas in how we reach his goals. However, we do have an agreement on what the goals are, okay? And it is important that we're always on the same page.
Okay.
As a parent, it is your legal right to be involved in all the team meetings and have an active voice and be a decision maker on behalf of your child. It is also your right to submit written documentation declining any of the proposed services for your child if you choose.
But what if they don't even include me? I feel like there's meetings that are happening that I'm not included in.
Okay, well, you're protected by a due process, protects your rights as a parent to have input into their child's educational program and to take steps to resolve disagreements. When parents and school districts disagree with one another, you may use mediation or request a due process hearing. So you are protected.
And just so you know, we can amend goals during the school year. If they can be changed, to better fit his newly acquired skills. How do you feel about starting with this goal and then amending it depending on what results we get from his first progress period?
Okay, I think I can work with that.
Okay, great. If you feel comfortable with what we've just discussed, I'll leave you to finish your meeting. Feel free to call my classroom if there's any further questions or anything you need from me. I really appreciate your time and I look forward to discussing your child's goal at the next progress period. Feel free to contact me before then if anything else needs to be addressed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm having some issues with my child's behavior and where it's coming from. He's trying to get attention, and when I respond, he's getting what he wants.
Okay, it can be challenging when we aren't sure of changes at home that might be affecting their behavior, and it can be challenging to be consistent for the student with responding to the behavior the same way at school as he is at home.
Okay, but so how am I supposed to know really what my child needs at school? I mean, I'm not there. they don't act the same. He doesn't act the same way at home than he does there.
Okay,
What am I supposed to know?
most important thing is for us to stay on the same page. Okay, so that's why we have an IEP, an individual education plan, which is an instructional manual on how to help your child and address his behaviors. Okay? We need to make sure we are not making presumptions about your child's behavior. We have to be solid on it.
Okay. All right, so I would agree with that. I have a personal example, though, of my son having a hard time in his math class where he wasn't participating. And so during a team meeting, we discussed his lack of participation in class. We were meeting in the classroom, and I asked the teacher where he sat. She told me that he sat in the last row by the window. I put some things together and I realized he was just getting hot. I mean, that was it. He was just getting hot. I said I thought he might just be getting hot and that his participation would be better and behaviors would decrease if he moved to another seat. I asked my son what he needed from the class, and he said that he also said he was too hot. So we moved him closer to the door, and the teacher said he's much happier in class.
Okay, that is an incredibly good example. Okay, we need to remember to communicate and work together. Right there, you solved a problem that we had no idea about. Okay, so that's really important that we work together so we can understand and meet your child's needs.
Well, okay, so sometimes I have questions about putting my child on meds. And I was hoping that the teachers could give me some insight and some guidance because they work with so many students.
Okay, it is important that education and physicians, we stay separate, okay? As a teacher, one of the best things that we can do for you as a parent is to refer you to a doctor to see if they can help you in that area. Another thing that teachers can be helpful with is we can show the behaviors concerns that we see in school by documenting and commenting and communicating information about your child. So we can give you that information so you can tell your doctors and they can say, you know, based on that information, maybe medication is advised.
Okay. Well, I found it really helpful when my teachers did have specific information about my child and how they were doing in classes. But then I get all this information. I don't even know what to do with it.
Okay, that's great. An advocacy binder is a great tool that we would like to teach you about. Okay? And this is our advocacy. This is an example of an advocacy binder. Okay, this will hold all and organize all your child's documents and keep focus on what is important. Okay? And there's several tabs in here that we're going to discuss. And you're going to place the most recent copy of your child's plan in here. Don't throw away the old ones. Just put them aside in a filing cabinet or whatever. But this is your grab and go and holds everything that you want for your child. I'm going to teach you about it.
Okay.
So the cover is the first part that you see. You can put a photo of your child or even some artwork that they've done.
Also, why do I want to put a photo on the front?
Well, it can help to remind us what we're working on. We're keeping focus of your child. And even a cute toddler picture instead of, say, a tyrant 16-year-old.
Okay.
As you open the binder, the first tab is for the county. So that involves our community services.
Okay, it is important to have a crisis intervention plan, which includes a safe person you can call anytime you need to.
Okay, so is there anyone that would help me make that plan?
Absolutely. Actually, the County Crisis Response Unit may guide you through this plan. And there is a phone number right in here of who you can call to help you with these plans.
Okay. So I get more and more business cards from doctors and from social workers and things like that. I just don't even know what to do with them all.
Okay, we have seen many people use a card holder under each tab, and they put all their most important people under that tab, so they would do their county services. So that's what I would recommend is a card holder page for each one of these tabs, and then you can put your important cards in it.
Oh, okay.
Under the county tab, you can also have adoption or custody documents, juvenile court documents, or guardianship documents.
So how do I go about getting guardianship papers?
Okay, these are important when your child turns 18. You will need these papers quite often. ARC offers a wonderful workshop and will guide you through the whole process. It's ARC, which stands for, I forgot to write down. I'll get back to you on that after
Okay.
the program.
Okay, thank you.
And then next is our medical tab, and you should have sheets for any diagnostic assessment that was done by a physician.
Okay, so do I need to keep proof of all my child's assessments from the very beginning?
Actually, keep the past 3 years, and everything else, don't throw them away, put them aside in another folder, but you should have the past 3 years in this.
Okay, so is this like medication?
Yep, and that's what we'll go on to next.
So you'll have sheets for contacts of physicians, your mental health professionals, maybe, or psychiatrists, copies of insurance cards, and the medical log, which is very important.
So what do I need to include here? I mean, what kind of stuff?
Okay, it's important to keep an updated list of all the medications that your child has used and any side effects they might have had from them, any ones that they have stopped using. It's important to keep a list of everything, so a running record would be a good idea.
Okay. All right, you know, I am often asked for the background of my child, like including milestones and strengths, and I never know what to say about that. Where do I put those, and how do I keep track?
We recommend that you, quite often when you go to a medical doctor, they're gonna ask you for developmental milestones, when they walked, when they started talking. Best thing we advise is either putting that on a flash drive or putting it in a document. It's easily printed off, you're constantly updating it, and you can always have it, and then you can just staple it instead of rewriting the information every time.
Oh, okay.
Then moving on, the next tab is school.
Okay.
And that's where you're at. In this tab should be your current IEP or 504 plan.
Okay, so do I need to keep the old IEPs or 504 plans?
Definitely, because you want to compare them with your new one. So you want to always keep both of them. You don't have to keep, you know, a running record of them all in here, but do keep it so that you can compare.
Okay.
You'll also want to have your school evaluations and any meeting notes that you have from team meetings or any amendment meetings that you have on IEPs.
Okay, so I have a big question in my mind. Can I bring another person with me to a school meeting? No, team
Absolutely, and it's actually advised because a lot of times you don't have the time to write down notes. It'd be good to have someone else as an extra pair of ears who will write notes for you, and you can bounce off of afterwards. So it is important. You can invite in whoever you want.
Okay, so then, because I find that the IEP meetings are sometimes so overwhelming with all of the information, is there any chance I can get an IEP printed out before the meeting?
The actual IEP is not written until after the meeting, but you can ask for a copy of the draft before the meeting, so you can review the information.
Okay, well, thank you. You've been really helpful.
You're welcome.
All right.
It was very nice to meet you, and we look forward to working with you and your child, and it will be a great year.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.